Hello everyone, my name is Saksham Dikshit and this is my channel Pentest Diary. So today I'll make another video on the same series of lazy programming series, and in this video itself we'll just go for another challenge, that is challenge number 4. So I'll just explain you about the stuffs about it, what exactly the problem statements in this challenge and how exactly you can make the code for it. So as you have, it's as obvious itself, you have to go with the first section for it, that is a problem statement. Try to understand that, then try to make a code for it. If you're not able to do it, then in that case go for the next part of it. In that I'll just explain you about the solution of it. So don't go with the solution straightforward, try to get it understand, try to make something from your side. If you're reaching 10%, 15% on the basis of your capability, then try to map it accordingly with the actual solution for it. If it's not appropriately, you're not able to make it, then try to make that simulate on your system itself, try to modify it. I'll just in the end of the video itself I'll give you some challenge in that same thing itself to get it modify the content and what actually you can try it from your side, which I have not covered in this video, but that I wanted like from your side. Once you're able to understand the code, try to modify the code to that to achieve that type of thing which I'm looking for it, which I'll explain you in the end of the code itself. So now we go to the system. Now just understand the problem statement first and then go for the practical section for it. Okay, let me go to the system now. So this is challenge number 4. This is the problem statement for it. What actually we try to get it developed. So develop a business management system where we have to have a record of the assignments and the project, get it assigned for 3 clients. So these are the clients, name is Neeraj, Abhishek and the Rahul. For these 3 clients we have to make the business management system where whatever the assignment is get it handled by these clients. Like taking example, whatever the assignments or projects get it assigned for these clients itself, we try to get it mapped it and logged it in later phase itself. We want to see that records about it that we can retrieve it. So we just basically have to make the code with a Python where we have to put the entry as a format of the logs, and in future as well, if you want to see that how many projects or I can say that handling the assignments itself belongs to that itself for that specified client, we can retrieve that. So we have to make that content in both the ways, and that we get it stored in a txt file itself, and the name is already we get it assigned. So any name you can take it, and that name you're not supposed to put it once again itself, it's get it retrieved directly. And over here itself, for each and every employee, I'm just not using directly be the name of the employee itself. There is a keyword I'm using it, which I'll explain you when I'm just telling you about the code, the solution part itself. But right now just take an example for it. Whatever the name, giving it for the Neeraj, give it for the Abhishek, give it for the Rahul, just try to make it in such a way when we trying to log it, it just get it logged with that way. But at the time when we are trying to retrieve it, then at the time also the same file which is already created over there, so our code will get retrieve the content present inside of that file which is already created with the content. Okay, going further with that, what actually we try to understand and we try to make it with this code, key requirements we have to understand. So logging functionality, the system should allow user to log assignments or project for each clients. That's one of the thing, and user should be prompted to select the clients Neeraj, Abhishek and the Rahul. That is, it's get prompted, and by that only the user can specify whether it's assignment or a project. So the first we have to get it define it whether it's a log or retrieve, then we have to get it assigned the client, which client we are talking about, then whether we have to make it a retrieve or I can say that whether we have to go for the assignment or for the project, that we have to select an option. So 3 prompt will be get it assigned. One is for the log and the retriever, second for the client to be get it selected, and third one what type of activity we wanted to be get it done, either it is get it assigned for the handling the projects or for handling the assignments itself. So that thing is coming under the category for it. Now going further with the retrieval functionality. So users should be should have the ability to retrieve the assignments or projects for a specific clients. So whatever you are creating it earlier, like as a format of log, that to be get it retrieve it, we can do a retrieval over there itself. Now the system should prompt users to select the client and specify whether they want to retrieve assignments or projects. Now upon selection, the system should display the stored assignments or projects for for the chosen clients. Okay, that's also one of the things, like that to be get it displayed and to be get it retrieved on the basis of our requirement itself. Now the user interaction, whatever user interaction we are making in this code itself, so the system should be provide a user friendly interface guiding user throughout through whether it's a logging or retrieval process, that we have to give it at the time of the prompt. We have to get it mentioned which option the user have to get it selected. On the basis of that, the logging section will be open or retrieval section to be get it enabled over there itself. On the basis of that, the further action will be get it triggered. Now error handling, just the system should handle invalid input gracefully, prompting users to enter a valid inputs when necessary, and the errors such as selecting an invalid client or input option should be handled appropriately with clear error message itself. Okay, so that's error handling is also one of the things which we have to be take care of inside of the code, so that unwanted entry where the user is trying to get it sent, then at that time there is nothing like the unwanted type of thing is coming out of the code. It will be a error, customized error to be get it prompted on a screen for the user if the user is putting any unwanted entry. Now going to the assumption, I'm talking about the assumption section for it. So each client has a separate file for storing assignment in the project. That's clear about it. Like example, if it's an error, it's going content of the log itself to be get it stored in different section for it. If I'm talking about the timestamp are appended to each entry to maintain a records for when the assignment project was logged. Like example, if I'll just log date something right away and after 2 hours once again I want to log for the same client, I can do that. But how to get it tracked, at what time I have did that first entry, so that to be get it tracked with the timestamp itself, which is present inside of the log file, and in front of the entry we have to put the timestamp so that we are clear about it. This entry we have did it 2 hours earlier, and now this entry we are doing it the so and so time. So everything we can retrieve it on the basis of that details about the timestamp also. Now the system operates in a command line interface without graphical user interface GUI elements. That's very clear about it. Like we have to make the code in a PyCharm, but the thing is at the time of the execution everything is getting controlled by the CLI only, and the input output operations are conducted through standard input console and the output console itself. So it's clear about it. When we get it execute, everything to be get it provided by the input, and we get the output on a console only. Okay, so I hope you are able to understand the problem statement very well now. So now I'll just move to the solution section. So whosoever the person understand this problem statement so far, that person will have to pause the video now and try to read the content once again, try to make the code for it. And once you have done with that, or whatever that makes you can do it from your side, then try to go for the solution section for it. So now we'll see the solution in our PyCharm directly, so that you can able to understand each and every step about it. So let me go to the VM section. So this is the actual code which we have to get it prepared for it. So this code is of 101 lines. It's having few comments in between of it. Okay, so don't worry about it. Everything I'll try to get it cover over here itself. So what we have to do first, this is the comments which we are putting it over here itself. Like at the time when a person is reading any source code, the person can able to understand what type of source code is it and what actually the things are coming under that category for it. Okay, this is for the timestamp. So we simply have to define a get date. Now we are importing, this is a library which we have to import it, that is a datetime library, and we are returning it datetime.datetime.now. So this is the daytime, we are returning it back. So whatever the time at like current time itself, it's get retrieved over there itself. So whenever we are utilizing that, it was coming with that section for it. Whatever the time is, get it logged over there itself. Okay, now these are the comments we are giving it from our side. Okay, perfect. Now going further with that, datetime is one of the thing library which we have to get it imported, that we have imported. Now going further with that, we have to get it define this define get time return date time now. So that's also one of the thing we have to make it for the crafted one. Like when we are putting any logs, we wanted that to be get it utilized over there itself, so that we can able to understand at what time the logs will be, the details will be get it inserted from the user, so that to be get it read by that way. Now another function we are creating over here itself, that is take, and the entry is k over here itself. I'll explain you about it, what actually is a k going further with that. So if k equal to 1, so this is the input we are taking it from the user. So let me go to the end of it so that you can able to understand what actually the k is it. Okay, so now over here itself, this is the first statement. I'll just, when we run the code, this is the first line to be get printed. Now after that, a equal to integer value we are taking as an input. Press 1 for logging it and second for the retrieval. So if we want to log anything or we want to retrieve anything, any existing file where we have put the entry, we want to retrieve anything, we have to select the option 2. If we want to log anything, we have to select the option 1, and then on the basis of that it will go to the next section for it. Taking example, if we have selected a equal to 1, then it's going to the next section where we have to select the client. Okay, so either we have to select 1, 2, 3, 1 for the Neeraj, second for the Abhishek, third for the Rahul. On the basis of that, it's going inside of it, and the value will be going inside of the take B, that is which we have discussed about it, this one. Okay, so it's taking the value from here itself as a B. Okay, now going further with that, if taking example, if it's going to the else, taking example, if anything is not coming under the category of these things, or the person are putting anything as a false one which is not at all be a part of it, then in that case it's going under the different section for it. I will tell you about the retrieval one. So taking example, if a person have selected not the one which is a log one, if a person is selecting the retrieval one, then in that case it's going to the condition for the else, and we have a different function for it. It will go to that section for it. Okay, these are two entries we have defined it over here itself. Now what we have to do, we simply have to go back to the take function, and I'll explain you about it. So k value we have identified, like b values get a transfer over here itself. So whatever the value of the k, it's equivalent to the b. So you can see, like if the k equal to 1, then we have to go for this section. We just have to get it identify first whether we wanted the assignment or project to be get it logged. So on the basis of the selection, like if we have selected the 1, then in that case it's going inside of it, and we have to put the entry from our side, like whatever the things we want to get it logged, we can do that. We put the entry from our side, and with which we have discussed in our last lecture, with we have to use it just to open the file, and it's automatically get closed when the file process is completed. So over here itself, with that we are opening the name of which we are already defining it from our side, user assign.txt, and we are appending that. I'm just assuming it as a, I'm just creating that file as OP itself. Now we are writing the content over here itself. So first timestamp we have to get it assigned, and that the value, whatever the value we are giving over here itself, that value to be get it assigned over there itself. So the timestamp first, and then after that colon the whatever that value we just want to get it assigned. That was one of the thing, and once it's get completed, it was written successfully on our screen itself. It's successfully written. Now taking example, if we have selected the option C equal to 2, then in that case what exactly is happening, it's again going to the same section for it. As assignment also we are doing the same thing, for the project also we are doing the same thing, only the name of the file is get it changed over itself. As instead of using a user assign, we are using a user proj.txt, and once again it is as OP itself. We are just trying to write the timestamp first, then we have to go for the value, that's it. And then again once it's get completed, the file is getting closed and successfully written. That was a message printed on our screen. Now going further with that, if I'll just consider that if statement is complete, like if we have selected the 1, if we are selecting the option 2, then in that case what will happen? So taking example, if I'll go for another user, not for Neeraj, going for the Abhishek, then in that case this is the same process. We have to run it once again. Like I'm not explaining once again, it's the same process. Simply we have to change that is k equal to 2, then in that case the same process will be run it once again over itself. And by that way, what actually the thing, we are creating only two modification. The name of the file is get it generated over here itself as a m assign.txt. instead of, in case of Neeraj, we have user. Over here itself we have amp for the proj and for the assignment also. Okay, these are the two differentiation we have it in between of both the section. Now going to the next section for it, where I am having the alif once again and k equal to 3. If I am looking for the k equal to 3, it means it's coming the last part, that is a Rahul. The user client is Rahul. So I'll just make the same statement once again for the Rahul also, and taking example, if whatever the entry we are putting it from our side and that's not coming under in these three categories, then in that case we have to go to the last section where we are mentioning that the enter invalid input, the person have put it from they said that was the reason we are not able to map it appropriately. Now going to the this was a take section for it. Now if I'm talking about the next section, which is a retrieve section where we are trying to retrieve the content out of it, like whatever the file is already created over there itself. If we want to retrieve the content, how we can do that I'm trying to get it understand over here. So what we have to do, we simply have to get a define that function taking that input k. So over here itself also we are taking the input from that only, and for the retriever also we are taking the input over here itself. So in case of retrieval, you can see you are getting that input from b equal to whatever that entry we are putting it over here itself. Okay, so that entry you are forwarding over there itself. And now what we have to do, now see, we simply have to check whether k equal to 1. Then in that case we are taking the input once again for over here. So like right now in earlier section we are logging it, now we are retrieving it. So we go with the same process once again. What we have to do, we have to define it the entry from our side, whether we want to go for the assignment or for the project itself. If we go for the assignment itself, so take example, if c value is equal to 1, then in that case this file will be get it open and we can able to read the content for it. So whatever the content present over there itself, it will get it print on your screen itself, and you can able to see that and it's printed on your screen. Once take example, if it's not equal to 1, it's equal to 2, then in that case another file which is created for the project itself, it's get open for you. Now the same statement, take example, if k equal to 2, like take example, this is for the Neeraj, this section is for the Neeraj. Now taking example, the other section is for the Abhishek, we are talking about the another client. Then in that case the same thing will happen, but the thing is that the file name we have to get it assigned. Similar like that, whatever the file name we have get it assigned for the logging section, that we have to get it assigned for the retrieving section also. Okay, now going for the k equal to 3 also, it was a Rahul section. Over here also we simply have to change the name of the file which you want to get it retrieved, that's it, and there's nothing like that else we have to do it. And over here also, if nothing is proper, like there is invalid input will be given from the user end, then in that case we are coming under the category of the last section, that is the else, where we can say that the invalid input is provided by the user. So that was a thing we are seeing over here itself. So I hope you are able to understand the whole code over here itself, what actually we trying to get it achieved with this code, and what actually the complete structure for. This is a smaller one which I'll just try to make you understand about with that. So let me run that and give it both the idea about it, how to log it, how to retrieve it. Okay, let me run it first. So this is the screen we are seeing it first. Let me log it first. So let me log this one. Now it will ask me which client I have to prefer with that. So I have to go for a client 2. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to select assignment or a project. So let me go for the assignment 1. Now what we have to do, we simply have to type hello world for Python. Let me enter it. It's done, and we can able to see it's written on my that file itself, which we have defined the name and get it saved. Now what we have to do, let me close that and let me run this once again. This time what I have to do, instead of selecting a 1, I have to select the 2, as I'm going for the retrieval now. Now let me select the option over here as a 2, as I just want to retrieve that logs for the Abhishek. Now I'll go for the last section where I just want whether for the assignment I want to retrieve the logs or for the project. So I definitely have to go for the assignments. So I have to select the 1 and put it enter, and you can able to see the time frame is coming over here itself, and whatever that input I have put it from my side, everything I can able to retrieve it. So that's all about the code which I just wanted to be I want you to be made over here itself. That's all about the stuffs. Now there is a tweak I just wanted in this code itself. So this is one of the things which I have explained over here itself, what modification you can do it with the enhancement on it. Instead of giving a client name by default inside of it, you have to take the input from the user. So taking example, any user, like later phase itself, if we are making this project as a bigger one, I want to take, like if a 1000 is user over there itself, it's difficult for us to make with the user each and every file to be over there itself. It's difficult for me. So later phase itself, what we have to do it, like we have to take the input from the user, the name of the user we have to take it, then we have to make the whole setup, like the file name with the name of the user itself as a suffix we have to use it, and the rest the stuff will be remain the same. So whatever the name will be get it provided by the user, that to be as a suffix, and then we have to mention the name. So either it's going for the project or it's going for the retrieval. It was going in such a way itself. So either we have to go for the project or go for the assignment. Taking example, if the user is putting the input as Sam, so Sam underscore assignment, Sam underscore project .exe, something like that will be get generated by that way itself. So by the input we are creating that file over there. Instead of just defining multiple file names to be over there itself, it's better for us to taking the input from the user and then try to make the files with the name itself, and the timestamp you can get it defined over there itself, and at the time of the retrieval also you can do the same thing over there itself. Okay, you have to put the name over there itself. So either you have to print the listing over there. So take example, in case of user itself, you simply have to put the name of the user, and that to be get it identify first from the whole setup based directory itself whether that type of file name of the user itself, is there any file present with a suffix we have it in that setup or not. If we have identified that file to be get it popped over there itself, and the person can click on it and that file to be get it open, the content we can able to retrieve it. So that type of thing, try to make it on the top of it. It was quite interesting if you're trying to make it, and this will be successful for you. So I hope you're able to understand the whole code about it. This is the thing which I just want to get it conveyed to you. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel. Thank you so much once again. Take care. Bye bye.